Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to the Cardinal Sport Network's presentation of basketball at Trinity Valley Community College. We are coming to you live from Leon Spencer Court at Cardinal Gym in Athens, Texas, on the campus of TJC, where tonight the Cardinals will play host to their arch rivals to the east, the Tyler Junior College Apaches, in a Region 14 Conference men's game. The women's game completed about 20 minutes ago, and the Lady Cardinals took care of business, scoring a 93-69 win to stay atop the conference race. On the men's side, no less of a game do we expect, Jason, because we've got the Cardinals coming in with a 17-2 record overall, 7-1 in conference play. Tyler's 10-5 overall and 3-4 in conference play. I'm Benny Rogers, the Sports Information Officer here at Trinity Valley Community College, and I'm joined by Jason Larson, the Public Information Officer here at Trinity Valley Community College. And Jason, as we look at this game, as I said, I expect the same type of game with the intensity. We got a large crowd on hand, and this is just the second game as teams start playing against the East Zone against each other. The Cardinals went 7-0 against the South Zone. So what type of game are you expecting tonight?
Well, I just think it's going to be just a blockbuster kind of game, Benny. It's, again, the same thing. You know, every conference game is important, but it's always, you know, when it's a Tyler or an Avera, it just always seems to have a little bit more significance. I think it's going to be a great one and a real fast-paced, hard-charging game. We'll
get the men's conference standings up for you here in just a second and let you take a look at the importance of the game. The first 7 games of the season, everybody played against the South Zone or the East Zone, vice versa, whichever one you're on. And now the next 12 games for the Cardinals are all against the East Zone. So this is where you play everybody twice, and this is where you can really make hay. We're having a little bit of trouble getting the men's conference standings up, so I apologize, but the Cardinals are 7-1 in conference play. Kilgore also in the East Zone is 6-1, so the Cardinals have a half-game lead. The Cardinals are coming in having lost at Kilgore Wednesday night 74-72 to the Rangers. Tyler's coming in off a road loss at San Jacinto, losing 84-73. There's the top 10 national poll. As you see, the Cardinals are just on the verge of cracking the top 10, coming in at number 11. Of course, the loss to Kilgore Wednesday night is not factored in, but a big home win tonight could maybe erase that, and the tumble shouldn't be too far.
Yeah, definitely, Benny. And, you know, it'd be we talked about statement wins. It'd be a big win here. You want to take care of business at home anyway, and want to definitely try to send these guys back with a loss.
We are about 2 minutes away from tipping this thing off here tonight, and folks, and as you mentioned, the Cardinals, prior to losing to Kilgore Wednesday night, had reeled off 10 straight wins. Their only other loss was 52-46 to Ranger in a game here at Cardinal Gym back in November, early in the season. So the Cardinals are trying to make atonements for that, as well as the atonements, I should say, for the Kilgore loss Wednesday night. They want to get back in a good frame of mind, because you got the heart of the schedules coming up as you start playing teams in the eastern zone of the conference. You see both teams right on the floor now warming up. You see the Cardinals right now. The Cardinals are out there warming up. We're about a minute away from starting the pregame activities, and then we will be underway. We can tell you that starting for the Cardinals tonight will be Octavius Ellis, Malcolm Riley, Dedrick Basel, Josh Robinson, and Aldonis Foote. That's been the starting lineup that Coach Chris Ballman, now in his second year at the college, has relied on most of the season. Tyler's coached by Mike Marquis in his 13th season, and he's one of the deans of the league. He was Roy Champagne, as now your Leon Spencers, your Guy Davis, your Lewis Orrs, your Dale Dotsons are now all gone. And so you've got a new crop of deans, so to speak, that are taking over the conference.
Yeah, and Mike's a character too, so it's kind of fun to be around him. We always love him at Media Day. He's always got he's kind of become the new Leon Spencer. He's always got a good joke or something going on.
He really is, and I know I always get to draw up the order of speakers, and I always like to save him for last, because, you know, or next to last anyway, because you know you're going to get something good.
Well, that way if he clears the room too, it doesn't necessarily, you know, it's not such a big deal.
And we're about ready to go. We still have a really nice crowd here on hand. It was packed for the women's game, folks. It was the largest crowd we've had here in several games, and it reminded me back of the day when Kurt Butke and Michael Landers had the Lady Cardinals going full speed, and we would pack this place for Tyler Trinity Valley. But we have the Cardinal Pep Man on hand, the Cardettes are on hand, always the Cardinal Cheerleaders are on hand, and we're glad to have you on hand with us here on the Cardinal Sports Network. And now we will turn it over to Harold Jones, the public address announcer, for the starting lineups. Well, Harold's finished up some housekeeping duties here with some preliminary announcements, but then we will get the starting lineup. We've told you who to start for the Cardinals. The Apaches, Jason, I look up and down their lineup, and I think they got 11 players suited up, and I only see 2 sophomores. So it's a very young team that Mike Marcus will put on the floor tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I noticed that too, Benny. Another thing I noticed also is about the Cardinals. Lead the lead in steals and blocks. That's a heck of a defensive team that Tyler's going to have to face tonight, especially on their home court.
It is indeed. Can tell you that Tyler men are averaging 90.6 points a game, and the TJC men are averaging 81.7 points a game on the season.
And from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, number 44, Tyler Miller. Head coach of the Apaches, Assistant Mike Marquis. Assistant coaches, Jonathan Edwards and Mitch Marquis.
Now the starting lineup for the Cardinals.
The 16th sophomore from Memphis, Tennessee, number 2, Octavius Ellis.
Ellis is averaging 14.3 points and 8.2 rebounds a game.
Sophomore from Selma, Alabama, number 5, Malcolm Riley.
Riley is averaging 9.4 points a game.
5'10" freshman from Houston, Texas, number 11, Basil.
Basil's averaging 10.7 points and 4.6 rebounds a game. Assists a game, I'm sorry.
Louisiana, number 23, Josh Robinson.
Josh Robinson is averaging 9.4 points a game, and he can light it up from three-point range.
Freshman from Peoria, Illinois, number 24, Adonis Foote.
Foote is averaging 11.7 points a game for the Cardinals.
Are led by head coach Chris Baldwin. Assistant coaches Guy Burr.
So here we go, the Apaches and the Cardinals. These two teams split last year, Jason, both winning on their home court. Of course, when the Cardinals won at home was the night in February last year when we dedicated the court, Leon Spencer Court.
That was a good night, real good night, and very deserving honor for Leon.
67-64 win, and Tyler won a close game over in Tyler as well. So these two teams were evenly matched last year. Again, Tyler is a freshman-laden team this year. Of course, the Cardinals only have one player back from last year, and that's Octavius Ellis, but they do have some sophomore transfers involved in the mix. See Coach Brad Smiley here tonight. He and his coaches have had a big group of recruits on campus today, and they're trying to reload after their triple championship season they had this past season, winning the conference championship, the regional championship, and the bowl championship. And we are underway, and Tyler controls. Running the show for the Apaches will be number 4, Todd Eaglin. He averages 13.9 points a game. Shot is up and no good by Donzo. Rebound controlled by the Cardinals, and here comes the Cardinals. Josh Robinson sets it back out front to Basil. Back over to Robinson. They're playing catch now. They get it inside. Malcolm Riley. Riley tries to get it inside to Foote, but he turns it over. Turnover against the Cardinals. Cardinals have been rock solid this season. Over Kilgore the other night, they fell in a 20-5 hole and fought their way back and had chances late in the game as we have a foul away from the ball. It's going to go against Tyler. It's going to be charged to number 5, John Alexander, a 6'6 sophomore out of Toronto, Canada.
Octavius Ellis did a good job of selling that foul too. Made sure the referee heard him as he was jumping away there. Not a flop, just demonstrative.
I was waiting for you to pull that out. Cardinals on the attack. Working the perimeter. Josh Robinson, he can light it up from out there. Over to Octavius Ellis in the corner, back out to top to Basil. Basil to Robinson. There's Robinson for 3. No good. Air ball. Bad miss. Rebound controlled by Foote to Riley to Basil. Back to Riley. Riley puts up a 3. It's no good. Cardinals 0 for 2 from three-point range, and the rebound is cleared by Alexander. Apaches on the run. Was some contact there, but they missed the layup. Faith Pope. Great name. And Foot with the drive, he tried to force up a shot, and he does, but he's going to get a foul call. So he's going to get to go to the line to shoot 2, as Tyler Miller is going to be charged with the first personal foul of the game. It's great to have you with us on the Cardinal Sports Network. We will be with you again Wednesday night for a single game when the Lady Cardinals are at home against San Jacinto at 5:30 p.m. Pre-game at 5:15 p.m. The Cardinals have next Wednesday night off. First free throw attempt by Foot is up, and it is good, and the Cardinals strike first at the free throw line. Mike Marquis is having a conversation with the official, as he's prone to do. And the second free throw is no good, and the rebound is cleared by Pope. Three-pointers forced up and no good. Man, Donzo just forced that one up and badly missed. And here come the Cardinals, tipped away by the Apaches out of bounds, so it will stay with the Cardinals. Getting a hand on it was number 4, Todd Eaglin. At the start of halftime, we will have an interview with Lady Cardinal head coach Lena Lovato. She's going to stop by for a visit. We'll let Jason speak with her about their Lady Cardinal win tonight, 93-69, and the rest of the season. Turnaround jumper, no good by Foot. Still 1-0 Cardinals. A very slow pace right now, scoring-wise, obviously. Almost 3 minutes into the game. Both teams are D'ing it up. Paxton gets the ball down low. He kicks it back out to Alexander. Alexander puts up a shot. He misses again. Rebound is controlled by, Alexander's number 5. That was Donzo that put up the shot from outside. Turnaround shot is good this time by Tyler Miller, and Tyler enjoys its first lead, 2-1. Coming up on the 17-minute mark. Basil to Riley. To Ellis. Ellis with the turnaround, no good. Rebound cleared by Alexander. Ellis with the block. Cardinals control. Basil to Riley. Riley in traffic, puts it up and in. Nice job by Malcolm Riley. Heavy traffic, Jason, heavy traffic.
It's a tough shot to get your hands up on.
Apaches quickly to the offensive end. Three-pointer, no good. Missed by Pope, cleared by the Cardinals. And he got caught in no man's land there, turned it over, and then he's going to be charged with the foul. Subs coming in for the Cardinals are going to be number 14, Washington, number 15, Ingram.
Number 13.
And number 13 is Clarence Williams. He's listed as number 12 on the original roster, but he is number 13. He changed earlier this season.
And I wasn't told.
I know. You need to fire your sports information director. Nice job of making space for himself by Pope, but he misses the shot. Here come the Cardinals up 3-2. Ellis in the corner. Basil, the three, no good. Rebound, Cardinals. Washington with the rebound, and there's a steal. Basil gets the ball down low to Ellis. Ellis in traffic, and he turns it over. And then Tyler turns it over.
Wow. 3 turnovers for each team early here.
That was not pretty for either team right there.
No.
They haven't settled into any kind of rhythm just yet.
Not yet.
Kind of filling each other out like a couple of heavyweight boxers. Certainly a big game for the Cardinals. You don't want to drop 2 in a row, and certainly don't want to drop a home game. Octavius Ellis makes a shot. Great job by Tay. Met up with a little traffic, had a little body roll in him there, and made the shot count. And a steal. Great job by Clarence Williams. Clarence has been coming on to late, a 6'9" freshman out of Tallahassee, Florida. Octavius Ellis dishes it outside. Back to Tay. Tay puts up the jumper. He's going to draw the foul, as he's going to be fouled by Faith Pope. Got him on the arm. So Tavis has come out with an aggressive form tonight.
No doubt on that shot he made, Benny. The body control was great for a guy his size, 6'10", to be able to pull your body up just enough not to cause the offensive foul. And
So
good shot.
Put Tay at the free throw line to shoot 2. The only player back from last year's team that Chris Bauman brought back. Checking back into the game. I should say checking into the game is Lepso Blanco, number 3. 6'1" freshman, Passaic, New Jersey. Long way from home. A lot warmer than home, too, I imagine.
I bet it is.
Free throw attempt is good by Tavius. Cardinal lead is stretched to 7-2. Coming up on the 15-minute mark. And that's a foul away from the ball, way away from the goal that you don't want to have. Clarence Williams called with the foul. Got his body out of control, got caught flat-footed. Kevin Jordan's going to check into the game for the Cardinals. And Kevin had a really late spurt there against Kilgore late in the game Wednesday, and did a really nice job. So I'm not surprised to see him getting some early playing time here.
Nice size on the roster for the Cardinals this year.
Oh yeah, they're a long team. They sure are. They can really get up in those passing lanes. From the corner, 3-pointer, no good. Tipped in. Great job that time by Chuck Ine, I should say, sorry. Got the tip back off the missed 3-pointer. 7-4 Cardinals. Ingram trying to create. Oh, a great job by Jordan of spotting Washington cutting down the lane, through the lane, and hits him with the pass. He's going to draw the foul.
2 quick fouls on Tyler Miller there, Benny.
Sure is. That's something, of course, if your Coach Mike Markers are going to want to watch, because he's a 6'6" freshman out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. At the free throw line is Kentrell Washington, a 6'4" sophomore out of Las Vegas, Nevada. I actually got to go to Las Vegas, Nevada this past year with the Lady Cardinals softball team on their way to St. George, Utah for the national tournament.
Surprised you came back.
Well.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Second free throw attempt is no good. Battling for the rebound and keeping it alive is Kevin Jordan. Oh, what a great job by Jordan. Cardinals will reset the offense. Blanco running the show. Got their double high post attack. You might have heard Chris Bauman in the background calling for, and the Cardinals turn it over. Taking it the distance and missing the shot was Eaglin. Here come the Cardinals on the run. Clarence Williams gives it up and in for Patrick Ingham. And an alley-oop. Nice pass from Hope. Hope finishes it off with the passes from Sophus. 10-6 Cardinals.
Like everybody woke up.
Yeah, they did. Quick hands that time as seen by Eaglin. 3-pointer from up top, no good. Rebound goes to the Cardinals and in. Patrick Ingram with the putback. Oh, the Cardinals go to sleep, but they're going to get away with it as the Apaches throw it away. As number 11, Faith Poach, slipped down the floor, had a layup. That's a 5th turnover by Tyler. And we have a timeout on the floor. Timeout on the floor with the Cardinals leading by a score of 12-6 at the 13:08 mark.
Nice job by Patrick Ingham off the bench, but he came in and has made an impact right away. He's got 4 points and 2 rebounds.
Like I said, this game is just so critical for the Cardinals because you don't want to develop a little streak on the loss side. Of course, when they're coming off a 74-70 loss to Kilgore Wednesday night, and certainly you don't want to lose 2 in a row at home if the second game is a home game and you're going into an open date on Wednesday. So you want to have a good vibe as you go into a week off is what you're looking at.
Sure would make for a better week of practice, or half a week, whatever you want to call it, too.
See the Cardinal cheerleaders entertaining. They will be going for their 10th national title in April in Daytona Beach, Florida. Half a squad here tonight, so they've still got upwards of 26, 27 kids. So they split up the squads for these games, especially on get a holiday weekend where half the squad has an opportunity to go home if they live close enough. We are observing MLK Day on Monday here at the college, so we will not have classes. So it'll be a long weekend. But we're sure glad to have you with us here on the Cardinal Sports Network. Hope you're tuning in from all points across this great nation and in other countries, because I know both teams have players that on the men's and women's side that are from other countries, and we're always glad to have you joining us via the miracle of the internet. Cardinals get the ball inside, but they're going to get a foul away from the bucket. It's going to be an offensive foul. It's going to be charged to Josh Robinson. Tyler on the attack. 12-6. Kevin Jordan with the foul, my bad. I got my 2 and my 3 backers. Cardinals in their half-court defense. Three-pointer is blocked by Blanco. Faith Pope got very aggressive with that. Going into heavy traffic, is going to get away with it by drawing a foul. Kevin Jordan's going to pick up his second foul. That's probably going to take him to the bench as Octavius Ellis is running the scorers table. Going to check in after the first free throw is shot.
Tough foul for Jordan there. The shot clock was almost down to 0, but you've got to contest the shot, and just a bang-bang play right there in the paint.
Some of you looking in, remembering last year, you probably noticed some changes here at Cardinal Gym. We now have the portable goals with new shot clocks. We have brand new scoreboards on both ends. The banners have all been relocated in different positions, and you can see on the home end where the Lady Cardinals 7 National Championship banners are hanging next to the American flag. And we also have really a full house still on hand here. Not many folks left after the women's game, as now we have a 12-7 Cardinal lead as we approach the 12-minute mark of the first half. And the Cardinals turn it over. A little flat down on the offensive end now.
So 6th turnover.
Apaches probing the Cardinal defense. Ellis with the block. Cardinals control. Puts him trapped there if he doesn't watch out. Riley to Ellis to Foot. Foot from down low, tough shot, doesn't get it to fall. Out of contact, no call. Here comes the Apaches on the run. And it's going to be a turnover because Pope was out of bounds. When he came back, he was out of bounds in his first pair of touch the ball before he reestablished position. But there's twice now the Apaches have gotten down the floor and caught the Cardinals napping and have nothing to show for it.
Tyler is definitely very intense on the defensive end as well. They seem to just, waiting to kind of try to claw back in this thing.
Three-pointer Ingram, no good. Rebound Octavius Ellis, and he turns it over. My goodness, the Cardinals are turning the ball over at a fast clip at times.
Well, that's 7 now, Benny.
Give Tyler credit for that too as well, being in the right place at the right time. Another block by Octavius Ellis. Penetration, no good. Davis Sopas. Three-pointer, Malcolm Riley, got it. Malcolm Riley from deep in the corner, and a contested shot. And here's Tyler back down the floor, and a steal by Octavius Ellis. Now he's on the run. He dishes it off to Basil. He gets over to Ingram. Ingram puts it up and in, and he draws the foul. A three-point play, a possible three-point play coming up for the Cardinals. A great hustle play by Octavius Ellis, starting it on the steal.
That was a lot of action all at once, wasn't it?
Whew. I'm telling you. 15-7 Cardinals with a chance to extend it to 16-7 with a free throw by Patrick Ingram, a 6'2 sophomore out of Indianapolis, Indiana.
6 points, we said. Very active coming off the bench. 6 points, 2 rebounds with this free throw to come.
And he's got it. And the Cardinals are suddenly up 18-7 at the 10:23 mark. This is nothing else, a very resilient Cardinal team this year, folks. I've seen them down in some games, and they've come back and won most of those, including 2 huge road wins against the South Zone, against Port Arthur, Lamar, and Lee. Both those games were both teams scored in the hundreds. And the other night against Kilgore, they got down 20-5 and came back and made a game of it, and were leading late in the game. Three-pointer out front, no good. Rebound controlled by the Tyler, and a great job by Davis Sophus of going back up with a shot and getting the score. He's a 6'4 freshman out of Houston, Texas. Ellis inside, that was easy. Got to hit that one. Oh, he misses it. Rebound goes to the Apaches. Low-scoring game, 18-9, inside the 10-minute mark. Josh Robinson got a hand on that. The Apaches managed not to turn it over, and it's going to be a shot clock violation. Shot clock violation, so that's a turnover and a great job of defense by the Cardinals.
Well, we talked about in the pregame, you know, the Cards lead the league in blocks, lead the league in steals. That's the second time we've seen the shot clock run down. The first time, unfortunately, they got bailed out. Tyler got bailed out with a foul, but Cards are playing great defense right now.
Riley, Basil puts up the three, got it. Diedrich Basil with a three-pointer, and the Cardinals are slow getting back down the floor, and I thought they were going to get away with it again, but instead, Foote is going to get charged with the foul, but that's one thing the Cardinals have got to do because Tyler's really looking for that.
And just did it in just a flash, too, man. I mean, Tyler obviously had a guy that was being a runner there and went down, and got to get back on defense, especially after you make a great play on the other end.
Cardinals in their biggest lead, 21-9, 8:47 left in the first half. 2 free throw attempts. The first one is up and good. Levi Yancey, 6'9 freshman out of White Oak, Texas. White Oak, of course, won the Class 2A state championship last year in basketball here in the state of Texas. And the second free throw attempt is good. So that young man knows a lot about winning. 21-11 Cardinals. Basil to Robinson. Back to Basil. To Robinson. Robinson puts up the three. No good. Foote with the rebound. Heavy traffic. A lot of contact, but no call. And Foote misses the shot. My goodness, they let him play that exchange there. There he is. Levi Yancey off the bench with a bucket.
4 points now for Yancey.
Riley to Basil. Basil down low to Octavius, and Tay misses the shot, going to draw the foul, got hit on the head. So Tay will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Octavius is a 6'10 sophomore out of Memphis, Tennessee. He is headed to Arizona State University. Took advantage of the early signing period back in November, along with Coco Baker of the Lady Cardinals, but it was a double signing ceremony. Free throw attempt is good. Williams is going to check into the game, and Ingram going to check back into the game for the Cardinals. Cardinals in control of a slow-paced, low-scoring game to this point, but both these teams have the ability to kick it in gear at any point. And he knocks down both of them. Well, Clarence Williams almost picked up another foul like he did earlier in the game. Three-pointers in and good Davis Sophus.
5 points now for Davis Sophus to go along with 3 rebounds.
Williams to Ellis. Back out front to Basil. Over to Robinson. Robinson with a three-pointer. No good. Left to fend for himself was Patrick Ingram inside. And he's going to get called for the foul. Patrick said, I got hit in the face and you called the foul on me. Saying it in a nice way, of course. In a very loving way. 23-16. Cardinals led at one point 21-9. That's been their biggest lead at the 8:47 mark. Three-pointer in and out. Davis Sophus with the miss. Here come the Cardinals. Need to score here. Keep Tyler from gaining any more of the momentum back. Not to mention the score. Dominic Joseph, number 0, is in the game for the Cardinals now inside. Robinson for 3. He's off a little bit tonight. He usually can nail those. Here come the Apaches. On the drive, a little soft runner. Very nice shot by Todd Eaglin that time. 23-18. Basil. Get the ball inside to Josephs. Eight turnovers now for the Cardinals. Checking back into the game for the Cardinals is going to be Kevin Jordan, 32, and Adonis Foote, number 24. And we do have a media timeout with the Cardinals leading by a score of 23-18.
Octavius Ellis has had a really nice rounded game here early, but he's got 6 points, 3 rebounds, 3 blocks, and a steal, and he's 4 from 4 from the free throw line. So they're going to need a lot more of that from him, but that's kind of what you'd expect from your guy. That's kind of your big time guy going to Arizona State. You need him to produce, and he's doing that so far.
Chris Bauman, you see there in the huddle, visiting with the Cardinals. There's Coach Leon Red Spencer, Hall of Famer, winning his coach in Texas Junior College history in attendance tonight. He's seated with, I know, several of his former teammates from the times he played here. A few of those are there in town. They come in every year. There's a group of 8 or 9 or 10 of them that come in. And he's with them this weekend, visiting with them. But Coach Spencer comes to just about every game, men's and women. Goes to a lot of the road games. You see him at softball games, volleyball games. He's still a big supporter of the college. He served as men's basketball coach for 42 years and was the head coach for 40 years. Was inducted into our first Hall of Fame class back in 2008. And you see the crowd there tonight, folks, as our cameras pan the audience. A few folks have strayed out since the women's game, and I see some of the Lady Cardinals over there enjoying some pizza, which sure sounds good about right now. And we're back to play. Tyler, Cardinals are coming out being a little bit more aggressive on defense here, Jason. They're attacking the ball just a little bit more, not sit back in that zone quite as much. Coming out and acknowledging the ball anyway. Let me sit back. 23-18. They led 21-9 at one point. Great job of Tyler reading the defense, and they get the miss and the rebound. And there's Dedrick Basil stepping in front of the ball for the Cardinals. And we're going to have an offensive foul charged against Kevin Jordan. That's 3 on him, so he's going to go to the bench. And Octavius Ellis is going to come back into the game. Boy, Jace, you just get a feeling this is going to be a grind-em game.
Seems that way. It really does. You know, Tyler's picked up the pace. They're just kind of going in spurts, each one of them here.
You don't sense any runs coming, though. You know what I mean? Not at this point,
right.
Anyway. And a great play by Patrick Ingram, getting the steal and laying it up and missing the shot. And the ball goes off of Dedrick Basil, but it's called out of bounds off of Tyler. So the Cardinals will maintain possession, but there was a golden opportunity for Patrick Ingram to turn the steal into points. They do get it into Ingram. Malcolm Riley. Back to Basil. Basil with a three from up top. Got it. He just knocked that down over the top of Todd Eaglin. Big bucket for the Cardinals. Eaglin right back for Tyler with the miss. The tip back was missed. And we had contact underneath, and I think this one's going to go against Todd Eaglin. If it is, it's going to be a 1-and-1 because that will be the 17th foul against the Apaches. Our next webcast for you on the Cardinal Sports Network will be Wednesday night, a women's game only. The men are off. The Lady Cardinals will be at home playing against San Jacinto. Game starts at 5:30, and we'll take to the internet, to the airwaves, at about 5:15. First free throw attempt by Ellis is good. So how is Tace scoring for the night?
Well, that's his 7th point, Benny, and he's now 5 of 5 from the line.
Faith Pope going to check back in for Mike Marquis and the Apaches. Free throw attempt is good, so Jason didn't jinx him by mentioning that he was perfect. Had he been pitching a no-hitter, I can guarantee you Jason wouldn't have been mentioning it, though. The baseball fan he is.
But he could throw it really hard. He's got long arms.
(28-18), the lead is back up to 10. Apaches get a couple of misses. John Alexander first, and then Ravon Gale with the tip back, missing both shots. So here's a chance for the Cardinals to get back to another 12-point lead. And Ellis did a great job of escaping, but he lost control of the ball. There's going to be a turnover against the Cardinals.
It's Card's 10th turnover.
And yet they've got a 10-point lead. A great job of using his hands by Adonis' foot, but oh my goodness, then he picks up the foul. Sometimes you got to know when to back off, you know, when you just don't quite have it. So Adonis Foot is a 6'5" freshman out of Peoria, Illinois, and that's going to bring back into the game Clarence Williams along with Kentrell Washington. 2 sophomore transfers. Well, Williams, I should say, is a freshman, but Kentrell Washington's a transfer in here for Coach Chris Ballman. Cardinals only have 5 sophomores on the team.
The 5th rebound for Octavius Ellis.
Cardinals looking to build the lead. Ellis puts up the jumper. Oh, nice job. Nice job by Tay Ellis. And the Cardinals don't get back again. My goodness. Man, they're getting burned tonight, Jason. You can definitely tell that Mike Marquis saw something that the Cardinals attacked that they weren't getting back. Because Faith Pope has done that time and time again tonight, and the Cardinals have really gotten that way cheap with it, too.
Yeah, you know, and it's happened, you know, a couple times after great shots on the other end by the Cardinals. So
I'm wondering what will be the first topic of discussion in the halftime locker room for Chris Ballman. Get back on defense.
Yeah.
And that falls on the guard. The guard's got to get back when the shot goes up. It's just happening too many times. But I'm sure the Cardinals will get it straightened out. Second free throw attempt is no good and long, and the rebound goes to Basil. 30-18 Cardinals. That is their biggest lead, 21-9, and now 30-18. 2 12-point leads now. Looking to extend on that. From deep in the corner, no good. Air ball. Rebound controlled by Alexander. Here come the Apaches. Eaglin throws it inside, and he goes out of bounds off of Gale. I'm not sure the Apaches were convinced of that, but that's what the call was. Is Levi Yancey going to check back into the game, Jason? A young man who gave the Apaches a little bit of a little spurt that you were talking about a few minutes ago. Basil running the show for the Cardinal offense. Three-pointer, Kentrell Washington got it. Boy, he posed on that one. He looked like a golfer after he hit a good shot, posing. That's what Washington did, and just like that, the Cardinals had their biggest lead of the game, 33-18, in a very critical time here for Tyler, not to let the Cardinals run off and hide here right before halftime, just like we saw in the women's game. Three-pointer would be a great way to squelch the Cardinals' miss by Pope. The putback is missed, and here comes Latavius Ellis, and the Cardinals are on the run. Basil, and he pulls it back out. Didn't have the numbers. Smart play. Williams down low. Did a great job with his body, Jason, getting in a position to be able to get a shot off because he was back behind the backboard. Not the backboard, the glass. That's what they tell how old I am. And he gets called, he gets his foul drawn, so we will call it glass and not backboard. Ever shot at a real backboard?
I've shot at a milk crate. I grew up in Tooele. It was lean times.
Oh, goodness. Josh Robbins is going to check back into the game for the Cardinals. Rescue Jason and I. Clarence Williams. Cardinals 34-18, 16-point lead. It is their largest lead of the game. Apaches will continue to be patient. Great job of getting his hands on the ball. Kentrell Washington. The three-pointer is good. That's why you can shoot yourself back into it by Davis Sophus.
8 points for him now.
34-21. Cardinals don't want to let the Apaches get in single digits now, going into the halftime with any momentum. Great job underneath. Oh, he missed the shot and he missed the putback, and he's still fighting for the ball. It's going to go out of bounds off of Dominic Josephs, a 6'8" freshman from Jamaica. My goodness, he had a shot underneath and just missed it from point-blank range and wound up losing the ball, which is going to happen sometimes.
Just so impressed with the size here, Benny. This 6'8", 6'10", 6'8" again, 6'9", 6'10". There's so much size.
Oh, and Tyler throws it away. It goes out of bounds off of Faith Pope. So Tyler's gotten careless with the ball a few times, and they've blown some opportunities when Pope has been down the floor like that. But now the Cardinals can try to make them pay here, up 34-21. Again, we expect to have Coach Elena Lovato stop by at the start of halftime. Hoping to see Coach Lovato drop by for a visit. Three-pointer, Josh Robinson up top. Yes, Josh Robinson nails it way out top. And we're going to have a foul away from the ball. Foul's going to be called on Dominic Josephs. The three-pointer was good. Cardinals lead 37-21. 1:19 left in the first half. Be a double bonus now for Tyler at the line. Ravon Gale, Ontario, Canada freshman. He gets the free throw to fall. Gale is 6'8". Of this freshman-laden squad that Mike Marcus has for the Apaches. Second free throw attempt is no good. Rebound to Josephs. Coming up on 1 minute to play in the first half. Cardinals in a double-digit lead, trying to build on it. Josh Robinson to Basil. Basil puts up the three. No good. Rebound by Josephs. He controls it, and he's going to be called for the travel. Goodness gracious. Oh, he better be careful there about slamming the ball down. That should have been a technical foul. He held off on it at the very end, which might have saved him, because, boy, they'll usually get that for it. Call that for you.
We saw that in the first game with Rodrika Patton, Benny. She, just frustrated with the call and put it down, and they teed her up pretty quick.
And I think that the official just told Chris Bauman, and now Chris is talking to Dominique, telling him you can't do that. He got lucky there.
Well,
you used to see that call.
I could read Chris's lips from here, and he said, "What'd you do that for?" He did.
Inside a minute left in the first half. Cardinals up by 15. And the Apaches use a timeout. Gale was trapped in the corner. Great defense by the Cardinals, and he uses a timeout. It's going to be a 30-second. Mike Marcus is saying he wants a 30-second timeout. It saves a possession. You lose a timeout. 37-22, 35.5 seconds left in the first half. It's so great to have this large crowd on hand here tonight. Got other action, of course, going on within the conference. I know one big game going on tonight in the East Zone is Navarro, coached by our good buddy and former Lady Cardinal coach Michael Landers. They're at Paris tonight. That's a huge game because Paris is having a great conference season as well, and a season for that matter. And Navarro, of course, is right there with, I think, 2 conference losses behind the Cardinals, Kilgore, and Paris. So that's a big road game for the Bulldogs tonight. Landers will bring Navarro here on February the 5th for a single game. There will be no women's game that night. Lady Cardinals will be out of town. And we will have that game for you here on the Cardinal Sports Network. Tyler works it down low. Alexander missed the shot, and he missed the putback, but the Cardinals are going to be called for the foul. It's going to be charged to Kentrell Washington, number 14. So that's going to put Alexander on the line for 2 free throws with 20.4 seconds left. I would think that the Cardinals, if they get the rebound or if he makes this shot in this Cardinals possession, will be content with playing for 1 shot, Jason. Up 15. And still up 15. So, yeah, I would think they would play for 1 shot here. Be very surprised if they don't. Three-pointer, Josh Robinson got it. Josh Robinson from about 24 feet has given the Cardinals a 40-22 halftime lead. Just like that, the Cardinals are up by 18 at the half, and I see Coach Elena Lovato working her way over this way, so as soon as she gets here, we're going to let her, Jason, visit with her. I'm going to step aside so we can do some rearranging as you listen to some of the sounds going on here at halftime.
Lena, thanks for coming on. Big win for you guys. Just talk, one of the things we talked about before the game is that, there's now the Lady Cards have a 52-game home winning streak here. What's so special about playing for this place and just for you guys, the pride that y'all take in protecting your home court, especially against a team like Tyler that wants to come in here and get a win?
Well, I think my girls really have been taking a lot more pride in the tradition aspect. Last year, we were trying to create our own identity and whatnot, but I think with the 6 returners, they've taken a lot more pride in the fact that Trinity Valley is a special place, and you don't lose if you're a Lady Card. So they've been taking things a lot more personal, and I love it because they don't want to be beat. And I think it's like this. I don't know. I think there's a little seed in the back of every coach's head when they come in here. Like, dang, we got to go play at Trinity Valley.
Right.
Great crowd. I mean, the atmosphere is electric, and I couldn't be more thankful to the band and the Cardettes, and the cheerleaders. And I know the football boys were in the house, so it's a big game, and I think everybody just showed love, and it's amazing, and we're very grateful.
And it was a great crowd tonight, too,
Yes.
Obviously. That played into that energy you talked about. Well, let's talk about the game a little bit, obviously. It was a great matchup, but, with Tyler coming out, I know they're always tough, and you're always going to give them their due. Talk a little bit about the game and just what you guys were able to do to kind of pull away there early on and take care of that win.
Well, I feel like my girls, we planted the seed. We wanted them to defend Tyler. Tyler's been playing their games in the hundreds, and I felt like if we could give them a lot of pressure and kind of get their guard sped up a little bit, make them uncomfortable, that we would be successful. And I think my girls bought into the scout. And I mean, Autumn Williams and her pressure defense, Rodrika Patton when she was in there, Lante, I just thought they did a really good job of kind of doing what they wanted to do defensively, keeping them on one side of the floor. I thought my bigs adjusted well. We didn't want to chase on the perimeter. You know, they were waiting down by the bucket, trying to adjust some shots. And I mean, we limited them to one shot, I'm sorry. And I thought, you know, my girls just really, they did what we asked them to do, and we were successful. So it was a great team effort. I thought our offensive execution is getting better. That's a plus. We were able to play Sylvia some big minutes, and I think if we could get her in shape by March, she's going to be special for us. So I don't know. I think we're hard to guard. We have a lot of firepower out there, and I think, you know, we let them feel the heat. So
I think, Elena, that firepower is on display. You know, you guys had Rodrika in some trouble pretty quick, in foul trouble, and then Shalante eventually had a little bit of trouble there, and you got to, I guess, the fans and Tyler got to see a lot more of your depth, and you had some girls really step up like Jasmine and some of the others. Jasmine,
actually, I was a little frustrated with her in the second half, but I mean, I give Duke Bulgak credit for really taking it personal on the boards. I think we met with her at Christmas break and just asked her, you know, what are your goals for the second semester? What do you want to do on the floor? And she talked about being a more physical presence down low and rebounding like a beast. You know, she wanted to get back to last year where she was just owning the boards. And I mean, she had 20 tonight, so I'm extremely proud of her. I think she makes a huge difference. It's going to be hard to replace next year, you know, but her activity around the rim is just ridiculous, and I'm excited for her because she's going to need that moving forward when she decides where she wants to play basketball at the next level.
You've obviously done a ton of recruiting and seen a lot of players, and I'm definitely going to talk about her. You know, how rare is it to see a player that's got her kind of size but her kind of touch?
She is so versatile, and I think that's what makes her special, and I think that's why everybody in the country would like to recruit her. I mean, she can shoot the three, and she's so active on those boards. I think offensively she tips the ball to herself I don't know how many times. So, I mean, I think she just gets you extra possessions. She can shoot the three. When she does want to have a base, you know, she's pretty good down low around the rim. So, I mean, she's hard to guard, and I don't know. I mean, I think she's special. I think that's just God-given, and then she has the work ethic, so I think that helps her as well. So
it doesn't seem like there'd be teams anymore that would be surprised to see her standing out on the three-point line and actually then taking the shot. I mean, everybody pretty much knows now that that's part of her game, don't they?
Yeah, especially with the addition of Jasmine and Lily. I think, you know, we've went and recruited two big bodies that don't mind contact. So it's been kind of a blessing for us because we do get to let a Duke step out and face up, and she's making better decisions when we do get her the ball up high. You know, she's fed the post down low a few times. That high low look's going to be great moving forward into the national, you know, regional national tournament. So I don't know. I think they're getting used to playing with each other. I think they're finally buying in. I think we found our identity tonight. You know, I think that we understand that we can, you know, play a deep bench and we can focus on the defensive end because if you give 100%, somebody's ready to get out and step up when you need a sub. So, I mean, we had 100% full effort. People were locked in, and I appreciate my girls for buying into the scout because I think they did an amazing job, you know, stopping Tyler's high-scoring, you know, guards. So.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, you know, coming in with Tyler, I think they were scoring more points than anybody in the country. I mean, is that something your girls were very well aware of, obviously?
Definitely, and that's why we wanted to put some pressure on them. I thought, you know, we didn't want to guard and chase their post players a whole lot. We wanted to focus more on I thought, three-headed monster, which number 1, number 5, and number 3, all very talented guards with aggressive mindsets that find themselves at the free throw line because they're so good off the bounce. Right. So we focused on those 3, and I thought, you know, we did a good job just playing to the scout, and we shot pretty good tonight, so I mean, and we had people crashing the board. So if we didn't make the first shot, you know, we were crashing those offensive rebounds.
Yeah, definitely.
20, that was our goal. So they met their goal. But I would love to let a Duke Bulgak get on this halftime show if you don't mind, because I think it's a great experience. I thought she had a great game, and I'd like
please
to
do. Yeah, let's talk
that.
to her.
Here you go.
Thank you, Elena Lovato. It's Elena Lovato, the head coach of the Lady Cardinals, #1 team in the country. Now we're going to speak with the Duke Bulgak. Big game. I'm going to see what Coach Lovato's score sheet had her at.
I can't get up there.
20 rebounds for a Duke. 19 points. Well, you can stand right there. You're almost as tall as me just standing there anyway. So, hey, Duke, 19 and 20 tonight, that's a big game for you guys. I know one of the things, that's a great individual effort for you, but that you guys are really focusing on gelling as a team, you know, just trying to get better every day as a team. Talk about the win tonight and how, you know, against Tyler, it's got to be a little bit sweeter. I know every conference win's important, but you want to beat Tyler really bad, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They came out to play hard. they were a running team, and our team just adjusted to it.
Yeah. Talk about, you knew Tyler coming in, like I just was talking with Coach Lovato about, they're the top scoring team in the nation. So as far as defensively and having a defensive mindset, what did Coach Lovato talk to you guys as you prepared for this game about the importance of playing tough defense against them?
We just had to lock in and lock them down, I guess. We're also a transitioning team, and we know that no one can run with us if we give our best. And with Tyler, we just played to our scouting report. I think that's what helped us beat them today.
Yeah. You've had 2 big games now coming off the break, 2 big double-doubles. Coach Lovato was telling me that after the break they talked to you about just kind of where your goals were and what you wanted to accomplish. Just talk about that and where your mindset is right now and what you're wanting to do just on the court and what you can do to help the team be better.
Well, I think the biggest presence I bring to my team is rebounding, so I have to come every game ready to rebound, give us those extra possessions on offense, and take away those extra possessions for the defense. And
kind of clamp it down. Yeah. Last thing, just real quick, and this is kind of an open-ended question. What's it like to be a Lady Card? I mean, there's so much expectations because this is your 52nd straight home win tonight. And that dates back obviously several teams before yours. What's that feel like? What pride do you have in being a Lady Cardinal and knowing that even though you've got a target on your back every night, that you guys consistently are the best, if not among the best teams in the nation? What's that feel like for you? What's that like for you?
To me, it's an honor to be playing for the best team in the nation. That's pretty much how I can sum it up.
Yeah. Well, that's a Duke Bolgak. Thank you, Duke, for coming on with us. Big game again tonight, 19 and 20 or 2019. I think I'm going to have that mixed up. But anyway, big game. So we're going to step away here for just a couple of minutes, and we'll join you back when the action starts here at the second half.
Thanks.
Halftime with the Cardinals leading by a score of 40-22. We're thankful for Coach Elena Lovato and the Duke Bolgak dropping by. And Jason, thanks for handling that. Gave me a chance to kind of catch my breath, and now we'll give it back to Jason, let him run down some scoring.
Let's look at a couple for Tyler here real quick. Jeffette Davis-Sophus has got 8 points to lead Tyler, and he's got 3 rebounds to go along with that. 4 points for Levi Yancey from White Oak, Texas, and 3 points for Faith Pope with a couple of rebounds. Now for the Cards, Octavius Ellis is working on another big game. 10 points right now, 5 rebounds, 4 blocks, and a steal. So obviously he's off to a great start. 7 points and 3 rebounds for Patrick Ingham off the bench. Kind of saw him get off to kind of give the team a good bump there. 6 points for Josh Robinson. Both of those came on 3-pointers. So that's kind of where we stand now. Let me say 6 points also for Diedrich Basel and 2 rebounds.
Our good buddy over at Corsicana, Mike Montford, has sent you some scores of games in progress in Region 14 tonight. At halftime, Paris leads Navarro 39-28. At halftime, Kilgore leads Panola 43-27. And the other conference game going on tonight, Jacksonville is at Glenn. No word on that one just yet. But Paris leading Navarro 39-28, and Kilgore leading Panola 43-37. Both those games are at halftime as we are, and we're in to hear the Cardinal band striking up the fight songs. That's a sure sign of there's less than a minute to go in the half, and we'll be underway shortly. And the Cardinals, of course, getting a 3-pointer there at the buzzer to end the first half to go up 40-22 in this game. As we mentioned that a couple of times in the first half, this Tyler team is really a freshman-laden team because I see only 2 sophomores on the roster for Coach Mike Marcus over at Tyler, and Tyler came into tonight's game with a 10-5 record and 3-4 in conference. We mentioned the Cardinals came in tonight 17-2 and 7-1, and we haven't spent a lot of time talking about it, Jason, but they did go 7-0 against the South Zone. They swept the South, and that's really just unheard of in this conference. You don't see that done a lot.
Well, certainly, and it's a really great start. I mean, I know that kind of sounds like a no-brainer, but like you said, it's not something you see a whole lot, and for the Cards to be able to do that, it helps you build momentum, build confidence, and just kind of keep moving into this tougher part of the conference schedule, or a tough part of the conference schedule anyway.
Yeah, because I like what the conference has done the last couple of years. You play the other zone right at the start, then the last 12 games are against your zone.
Right.
Now, they all count as conference games, but I'm just saying that that's when you see the fluctuation in what happens in the standings.
Yes.
And we're back underway. The Cardinals have the ball to start the second half. Basel is running the show for the Cardinal offense. Again, thanks to Mike Montford for sending those in-progress scores to us. Robinson with a 3-pointer, missed it, Ellis attempted to keep it alive, but he batted it out of bounds, so the ball will go to the Apaches. So the Cardinals come up with nothing to show for their first possession of the game. Crowd is thinned out just a little bit. With the Cardinals up by 18, maybe folks thought, well, we'll just get a quick start to our Saturday night. We're at 7:18 here in Central Time Zone, and we have a timeout charged to Mike Markers. I think he sensed they may be about to turn the ball over, so he's going to call a 30-second timeout. Again, we'll go over our webcast schedule for you next week. We have a Wednesday night. We have the Lady Cardinals at home at 5:30 p.m. We'll hit the airwaves about 5:15. The Cardinals have Wednesday off. Next Saturday, both teams will be in Carthage playing Panola in games at 4 and 6 p.m. So those will be tough road games for both teams. Got to take care of business on the road. You got to win at home and take care of business on the road, Jason. And that's the thing about it. I guess you could say winning at home is taking care of business, but you have to win at home in this league.
Yeah.
You get what you can on the road, maybe is a better way of saying that. And the Cardinals have had some huge road wins already this season. Apaches back in action here. Jumpers up, no good. Rebound controlled by Foot. Donzo with the shot and the miss. Cardinals would sure like to add to that lead here in the opening moments of the second half. Riley with a three-pointer, no good. Rebound goes to Alexander. Here come the Apaches on the move.
It's Alexander, 6 rebounds. Excuse me, Ben.
So it'll be interesting to see if the Cardinals do a better job of getting back and preventing some easy layups, although Tyler did convert on them there in the first half. There were about 4 occasions that I remember where Tyler beat the Cardinals down the floor and just went to sleep.
Well, I'm sure it was discussed.
I think you can count on that. Drive is no good, and the Cardinals control the ball as Donzo misses the layup. Josh Robinson tips it back out to Riley. He goes inside to Ellis. Ellis down low. Ellis over the top. Robinson in the corner for 3. No good. Rebound goes to the Apaches, controlled by Alexander. And the Cardinals, just as I said it, there it was. That man, Faith Pope, getting back, beating the Cardinals down the floor. Well, they've eaten the Cardinals' lunch on that as far as having shots at a lot of points off of it. And a turnover. That's how you lose big leads right there. Here come the Apaches. Pope with the layup and the bucket and the foul.
Obviously, you can see Benny. Chris Bauman's not happy about that.
Not happy.
Trying to fire his guys up over here.
And the free throw is no good, so they can't complete the three-point play. I've had the women's final score sent to me by Mike Montford. We'll get to those shortly.
Card's a little flat right now, Benny. They just need to pick up the pace just a little bit, kind of dragging a little bit.
And you want to come out and win the first 5 minutes of the second half if you got an 18-point lead, because it really puts the other team behind the 8 ball, and the Cardinals missed the shot by Tavius Ellis. Here come the Apaches, down 40 to 26. They scored 4 unanswered points here to start the second half. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound to Ellis. Eagman missed a three-pointer. Cardinals really need to get that first bucket here of the second half. Shot is up and no good by Ingram. And here come the Apaches. Kevin Jordan's going to check into the game. If I'm not mistaken, Kevin's got 3 fouls on him.
Yeah, he does, Benny. He's going to have to be careful down there. He's got a couple of rebounds, but
Gillespie Blanco's also checking into the game for the Cardinals, number 3. He's coming in for Deacon Basil, number 11. Apaches really need to make this happen for him here to claw back into this game. Most of the second half left.
Tell you what, we've talked about Pope kind of getting back. John Alexander's got 7 rebounds right now. Well, that was Pope again, I believe, his 9th point.
40-28. Apaches are creeping back into this one. Foot with the shot. Draws the foul. Bucket doesn't fall. John Alexander's called for the foul. Going to the free throw line to shoot 2 will be Adonis Foot, 6'5" freshman out of Peoria, Illinois, averaging 11.7 points on the season.
It's 1 for 2 from the line right now. Cards are 10 of 13 overall.
Cardinals need to do something to stem this Apache run, and they do there. Tyler's had scored the first 6 points of the second half to get back in the game. Cardinals need a little push here to get the lead. If that's not the way to do it, I'm missing a free throw, then losing the rebound. Three-pointer from the corner, good. Donzo, 10-point game. Apaches have whittled it away. 40-22. Now we got 41-31. 40-22 is our halftime score. And a little careless with the pass there. Here comes Pope. Pope lays it up. Hard foul. Go to the line to shoot 2. It'll be a chance for the Apaches to cut it to a single-digit deficit.
Well, Benny Pope's really giving Tyler a lift here in the start of the second half, and Cards are going to have to slow him down. I think that goes without saying, obviously.
First free throw attempt is good. Now you take a look at Faith Pope, a 6'7" freshman. Mount Pleasant, Iowa. 8-point game. 18-point lead at halftime. Oh, a nice job. Great job of Kevin Jordan of finding Patrick Ingham flashing to the goal.
That's 9 points now for Ingham.
Bucket the Cardinals desperately needed, and we have a foul on a three-pointer. Kevin Jordan is going to pick up the foul, his 4th, against Faith Pope on a 3-point attempt. So Pope will go to the free throw line with 3 free throws. Going to work out to be a great exchange for the Apaches if they can score these points and the clock not running. Though the clock is certainly not a factor at this point. First free throw attempt is good. Tavius Ellis is going to check into the game. I'm sure he's coming in for Kevin Jordan, who now has 4 fouls. And the second one is good. And you just don't want your post player picking up his 4th foul out and defending a three-pointer.
No.
That's kind of a...
Well, that's 13 points for Pope so far. I'm sorry, Benny. 13 points. He's started 1 of 5 from the free throw line. Now has hit his last 4.
And he makes the hat trick, gets all 3 of them. And it's a 7-point game. Cardinals fighting to hang on to the lead. Tyler's definitely the aggressor right now. Foot with the drive. Misses the shot, going to draw the foul. Showed great quickness off the dribble that time, Jason.
Just had a tiny little opening and took it. That's kind of what you want to do, I guess, right now, Benny. You know, the shots are kind of hard to come by. Go ahead and try to drive in there and see what you can do. That's 3 fouls on Tyler Miller.
Cardinals really need to reach deep and find that resiliency I've talked about with them, because you just don't want to drop this game at home. I mean, Tyler's a quality opponent that you could lose to any time at home, but when you're up 18 at halftime, it's not one that you want to give back. Put it at the free throw line. First one's good.
It's 3 points now for Foote. He's 3 of 5 from the free throw line.
Less than 4 minutes in the game between Kilgore and Panola. Kilgore leads Panola 67-65, and there's less than 4 minutes to go. So that's another close game going on there between Kilgore and Panola. So the Cardinals get a break there, as the foul is going to be called on Ravon Gale, and the Cardinals will have possession of the basketball. Need to make a good most out of this possession. Three-pointer from deep, good. He drained it. Calypso Blanco with the three-pointer. The Cardinals needed that big time. Now look at them, Jason, on the defensive end. You see them up on their toes a little bit more now.
Gave them a spark. Sometimes one shot can do that.
You can really see the intensity in their faces here now. They were sagging a little bit, as you mentioned. Three-pointer up, great answer. My goodness, Bamba Donzo with the answer. That's exactly what Tyler needed. That's how you answer a three-pointer.
6 points now for Johnson.
Let's get the ball down low to Ellis. He's trying to force up a shot. Boy, he's lucky he didn't turn it over there. Three-pointer, good. There he is. Blanco again with a three-pointer. 49-39. Now we're heating up a little bit here, both teams are. Let's just see what Tyler has to answer with down here. You don't want to let them spot up for a three-pointer. Mike Marcus is asking the official about something. I'm not sure the official's listening. Faith Pope with the drive and misses the shot, but there with the putback is John Alexander, and Alexander's going to draw a foul. He's going to have a chance for an answering three-point play. My goodness.
Well, I told you, I mean, they've got to get a body on Alexander. That's his 8th rebound now. First points.
And we have a timeout on the floor with the Cardinals leading by a score of 49-41. And I said we were going to give you the women's scores from tonight's games, so let me do that now. They are all final. You've got Jacksonville beating Paris 67-62. Glenn beat Panola 103-75. Angelina beat San Jacinto, the Lady Cardinals' next opponent, 74-64. Kilgore beat Bossier Parish 71-48. And in a non-conference game, no score on it just yet, Coastal Bend is at Southwest Texas Junior College. So the winners tonight were the Lady Cardinals, Jacksonville, Glenn, Angelina, and Kilgore. So really no surprises in tonight's actions, I would say. That the Jacksonville Parish game could have gone either way, I think. And the last score we had on the Kilgore-Panola men, Kilgore 67, Panola 65, with less than 4 minutes to go in that contest. So that game is probably getting close to being done. And we'll resume play here with 13:26 left, and the Cardinals leading by a score of 49-41. You kind of feel like they've been nursing that lead a little bit, Jason.
Yeah, a little bit, you know, and they just, the Cards have got to do a couple of things here. Well, maybe more than that, but, you know, Faith Pope has just hurt him a lot in this half, and you got to get a body on John Alexander. He's been rebounding well, and Cards have just got to kind of get those guys in check again, and kind of struggled on the offensive end. That's kind of a no-brainer, obviously. I think it was, you know, they scored 9 points here in the first 6.5 minutes, so.
Free throw is no good. Rebound by Ellis. 49-41. Blanco, who's hit 2 3-pointers here this half. Tyler's really crowding him out front. Foot makes the move down along the baseline and misses, and there for the rebound is Alexander. And here come the Apaches trying to cut into the 8-point deficit. Three-pointer by Pope, no good. Rebound goes to Ingram. He goes on the dribble. Had contact inside, and we're going to have a foul away from the ball. Foul's going to go against Donzo, number 22, a 6'6" freshman out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Deidre Basil's going to check back into the game for the Cardinals. Going to check in for Blanco, who definitely gave the Cardinals a big boost there when they needed it with a couple of three-pointers. But yet they still lead by 8. But Tyler's certainly knocking at the door. Foot with a three-pointer from the corner, way short. Easy rebound for Gale. Really good shot selection if you're the Cardinals. Mike Marcus directing traffic for the Apaches. They have the ball right in front of his bench. Three-pointer, no good. And it hits the top of the glass, and it will be a turn. It would not be a turnover. The ball will go over to the Cardinals, who definitely need to come down now and get a good possession, get a good look, and hopefully get a point.
Cards just haven't been able to find that offensive touch they had in the first half.
Ellis cross court to Basil. He tips it down low to Ingram. Ingram goes into traffic and turns it over. Tried to create something there and he wasn't there. Pull-up jumper, no good. England with the miss. They missed the tip back by Pope. Here come the Cardinals on the attack. They got numbers. Ellis from Deidre Basil with a slam. Maybe that'll get the Cardinals going. And there the Cardinals are slow getting back down the floor. And Pope is going to turn it over. My goodness. And Pope is hurt. He grabbed his ankle really quick. That didn't look very good.
It looked like I couldn't see it from here. It didn't look good. You could see his ankle kind of roll. The way he went down didn't look good for sure.
That did not look good. Now he's going to get back on his feet now. They've quickly got him to his feet. He's able to try to walk it off a little bit. Working with the training staff. Marcus makes the sub, and here we go. Cardinals with a chance to build on their 10-point lead. Ellis inside, goes inside to Foot. Foot loses the ball out of bounds. They say it went off of Tyler. I think it might have gone off of Todd Eaglin. Oh, a great job of reading the defense. Basil to Ingram. Big jog, big points there for the Cardinals.
11 points for Ingram. Second time he's kind of snuck in there in the back door and got an easy bucket.
And we have a foul away from the ball. Foul's going to be an offensive foul against Levi Yancey away from the ball. That just drives you crazy if you're a coach. Matt Marcus is asking for an explanation, not getting one. Fisher just rolled his eyes at him.
Big chance seems here, Benny, for the Cards to kind of build some momentum, get a little energy back.
Absolutely. Ellis inside, puts up the shot. Oh, Tay couldn't get it to fall, and the rebound is controlled by the big man, Devon Gale. And I believe Ingram's going to be called this time with a foul. Yep, it will be against Ingram. It's going to be the 15th foul against the Cardinals. Both teams have 5 team fouls with 10:20 left in the game. Now, Mike Marcus he gets plenty of air time with the officials.
having a pretty intense discussion over here. Not one the coach is ever going to win.
3-pointers up and no good, and rebound goes to Ellis. The miss by Donzo. Here come the Cardinals running. Oh, a great job, a no-look pass from Dietrich Basel to Patrick Ingram. Oh my goodness, and the Cardinals get back this time. Great job of getting back by Adonis Foot and batting that ball out of bounds. So nice job of the Cardinals that time. That was a good exchange from the Cardinals from the offensive end to transitioning to the defensive end.
Yes, and that's 13 points now for Ingram off the bench.
He's averaging 7.9 on the season, so he's well above his average. Basil almost gets a turnover there, but is saved by the Apaches. A 3-pointer is up, and it is no good. And the rebound is fought for and won by Gale. The ball goes out of bounds. They say it goes off the Cardinals, so it will stay with the Apaches. We're under 10 minutes to go in the game now. The Cardinals with a 14-point lead. They led by 8 at halftime. 18 at halftime, I'm sorry, 40-22.
Well, that discussion that everybody's seeing there is a long discussion, been going on for a few trips down the court.
Well, in typical Navarro fashion, the Bulldogs have gotten back to the game, and now they trail at Paris 62-60 with 6:54 left. So another close game for Coach Michael Landers and the Bulldogs. It seems like every one of their games is a 1 or 2 possession game by the time the game's over. (55-41). 3-pointer, no good. The Apaches are misfiring from 3-pointer. He followed his shot up and missed it. Davis Sophus missed the 3-pointer, missed the follow-up, and then we get a whistle and a foul. It looks like we're going to the other end. We'll check that the ball is going to go to the Cardinals, and Mike Marcus is still wanting an explanation. There are a lot of calls going on, and none of them are good for me. Now, Chris Bauma's having a conversation with the official on the other end, so.
We need to have a roundtable discussion. It appears we need to stop what's going on.
Clear everything up at one time.
Clear it up. Ellis, that was not Octavius Ellis's 9th rebound. I've got him at 12 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 blocks.
Basil thinking about getting inside to Ellis. Nice job of Basil dishing it off to Octavius Ellis for the slam. Great job. Boy, Dietrich Basil has had a heck of a second half here, dishing that ball off, finding the open person on the floor. And now we have a timeout by Mike Marcus, who is not happy. Not happy at all. There's a lot of unhappiness going around down there. 57-41.
Well, you just can't say enough about Octavius Ellis, Benny. I've said a lot, but 14 points now, 9 rebounds, 6 of 6 from the free throw line. That's impressive just as well to go along with his 4 blocks. Cards have kind of gotten back that momentum back. It was kind of getting down there. I guess the lead got down to about 8, didn't it? Somewhere where it was 18. So
yeah,
that'll always. And you want your experienced guy, your sophomore guy, to give you a charge like that. He's doing it.
He certainly has played like the team captain tonight. That's for sure. See the Cardinal cheerleaders entertaining out on the floor here during this timeout. Tyler has 3 timeouts left, and the Cardinals have 6. Of course, there'll be a media timeout around the 7-minute mark there, so that'll be another one you can throw into the mix. It's be a huge game for the Cardinals. You just got to win at home. That's just the bottom line here in this league. You got to win at home. Cardinals going back up on the floor with Josh Robinson, 23, Dietrich Basil, 11, Adonis Foot, 24, Patrick Ingham, 15, and Octavius Ellis, 2. I'd like to again thank Elena Lovato and Adu Bogag dropping by and visiting with Jason at halftime of this game. Lady Cardinals will be in action Wednesday at home against San Jacinto at 5:30 p.m. We will have that game for you here on the Cardinal Sports Network. 5 on the shot clock. Robinson keeps the rebound alive, and he knocks it over to Pope, and then we're going to have an offensive foul. Let's check that, not Pope. That's going to be Levi Yancey, my bad.
It's a great job by Ingram. You could see he was just getting ready to set and take that charge. Not an easy thing to do, but Ingram did a nice job, Benny, of anticipating and then following through and keeping his feet still.
Tyler Miller's going to check back into the game for the Apaches. He got in foul trouble in the first half, as I recall.
Coming back in with 3 fouls right now.
Yeah, he's back into the game now. Dietrich Basel with a drive. Boy, Dietrich Basel, there's the star of the game in the second half so far. It's been Dietrich Basel, number 11 for the Cardinals.
8 points for number 11 right now.
Dietrich's a 5'10" freshman out of Houston, Texas. And a miss by David Sophus. Rebound is cleared by the Cardinals. Here comes the Cardinals with a chance to build this sucker up to a 20-point lead. Now they're going to call a travel, though, on Tay.
That last rebound for Octavius Ellis, Benny, was his 10th by my count, so I've got him with 14 and 10 now.
You got to credit the Cardinals, though, Jason. They saw their 18-point lead knocked down to 8, and now suddenly it's back up to 18 again. So that may be the surge that they needed to put this one away in the end. And there's just an unforced error there. Oh, they're going to say it was tipped by the Cardinals. Okay.
I think Ingram just got a fingertip on it, literally.
Just, he should have trimmed his nails today because it wasn't much. Cardinals just keep playing defense. Not give up the easy bucket. A nice block by Octavius Ellis, controlled by Patrick Ingram. Here goes Basel, I should say. Hard for me to say. And he got the ball to Octavius Ellis. Ellis slammed it home, and he's going to draw a foul. And there he is, the man again, once again. Number 11, Dietrich Basel, making it happen. Oh, what a nice game by Dietrich Basel.
Feed the big man. That's the rule of the day. Feed the big man.
And he has been busy tonight, Ellis has been. Trying to complete the three-point play. In and out, no good. Rebound controlled by Levi Yancey.
That's just his first miss from the free throw line. 16 points to go along with his 10 rebounds and 5 blocks.
Cardinals with a 20-point lead, their biggest of the game. Got a foul before the shot.
Three fouls for Foot. He's going to come off and
have our first men's final here tonight. Kilgore did hang on to beat Panola 77-72. Kilgore beat Panola 77-72, and in Paris with 3:41 left, Paris leads in Navarro 71-67. So now you're caught up with what's going on in the rest of the league tonight as we know it.
Quick timeout for the Cardinals there, Benny. I think Coach Bauman is a little frustrated. Chuck Ine just kind of had an easy bucket there off the inbound. He's got 4 points now.
18-point Cardinal lead with 6:18 left in the game. Kilgore did hang on to beat Panola tonight, 77-72. Paris and Navarro have a good one going up in Paris tonight. It's a 4-point game with just over 3 minutes left. Cardinals are off Wednesday night, go to Carthage next Saturday to play Panola. So need to take care of this game here at home tonight, get the home win, get the full week to prepare for Carthage. Short of some things that haven't been going well for you, although there have not been that many with the 17-2 season they've got going. Ranked number 11 in the latest poll. A win tonight may cancel out the loss to Kilgore, keep them from dropping too far down in the rankings next week, although they're not really worried about that at this point, of course. Basel Basil dishes off to Ingram, cutting to the basket, and there he is again. Dedrick Basil with an assist. Patrick Ingram with a bucket. The Cardinals get back and foul. Basil's going to get back and foul. They did get back. I'll give him credit there. Going to foul Levi Yancey. Guess they've taken the approach that you may get it down the floor when you're going to pay for it.
Well, another end, Benny. That's Ingram's 15th point. I think you said he was averaging 7 a game.
That's correct, 7.9. 63-43 with 5:49 to go. Blanco's going to check in for Ingram, so now that you're going to have both Basil and Blanco on the floor. Of course, Blanco had 2 key three-pointers, I thought, Jason, when a time when the Cardinals were struggling. They kept her from really kind of going under, really. Yancey's free throw attempt is good. We mentioned earlier Levi Yancey won a state title last year with White Oak. That great team the Roughnecks had.
6'9" kid in White Oak, Texas. Good golly. No wonder.
And the second one is good. All right, for the Cardinals now, you're coming up on 5.5 minutes to go in the game. You're up by 18 points. You got to be, you don't want to put the thing in a deep freeze because you can't because of the shot clock, but you want to be really selective on what shots you take, I would think. They got their best combination of guards on the floor with Riley, Blanco, and Basil, that's for sure. I say that and they turn it over. Blanco tried to drive and dish it inside to Josephs, but he turned the ball over, and you can't afford that because Tyler comes down and hits a three-pointer or something, and bang, all of a sudden momentum's back with the Apaches, and here we go again. Don't let them spot up for a three-pointer. Three-pointers missed by Donzo, controlled by Blanco. Get the ball to Basil. Basil to Riley. Riley drives the baseline, throws it back out to Blanco. Blanco for 3, off the mark. Rebound controlled by Davis Sophus. Another chance for the Apaches. They get the ball down low. Going to draw a foul. Tyler Miller. It's going to be on 13, Clarence Williams.
Clarence's second foul.
At the free throw line is Tyler Miller.
Be Tyler's first trip to the line.
Of course, he spent most of the first half on the bench in foul trouble. Gets the free throw to fall. The Apaches are whittling at the Cardinal lead, but it may be time to make a run at it because time is running short now with 4:38. There's certainly enough time left, but you're going to have a pretty good spurt in there at some point, you think, Jason. Free throw attempt is no good. Here come the Cardinals. Basil. Got 35 seconds to play with. I'd milk that thing down a little bit because of me. Basil says, the heck with that. I'm going to put up a three-pointer. He does miss it, though. And controlled by Davis Sophus. Here come the Apaches with another chance. Turnaround jumper. No good. Rebound. Riley. Josh Robinson's getting ready to check back in as Octavius Ellis. As Clarence Williams puts up a shot, no good. Rebound is off of Dominic Josephs, and now you're going to have Josh Robinson into Blanco, and you're going to have Octavius Ellis into Joseph. And I would think that would be the Cardinal. They would be in for the duration now, probably, with 3:56 to go. Certainly Octavius will. Cardinals trying to take this one home now. Three-pointer. Well, that would have been a big momentum shifter for the Apaches. Can't get it to fall. Octavius Ellis from three-pointer. Octavius Ellis. I'll check that. They're saying it's a two-pointer. And it's just inside. But nevertheless, a big shot by Tay Ellis. Big shot by Tay Ellis. Had a great game tonight. Shot is no good. The miss by Inye. Come the Cardinals. Well, they're not shy. Williams forces up a three-pointer. Man, there was 30 seconds left on the shot clock there. steal by Robinson. He finds Basil. Basil's going to lay it up and lay it in. And 67-46. The Cardinals now with their biggest lead of the game.
Basil joins the Cards with double figures there. That's his 10th point.
And the Apaches finally get a bucket to fall. Tyler Miller. Blanco, Jordan. Nikolai Brown getting ready to check in for the Cardinals. Cardinals going to milk the clock now. 19-point lead. 2:24 and counting. 15 on the shot clock. Patrick Ingram for three. Excuse me, that was Malcolm Riley for three. He misses. Rebound controlled by the Apaches. Donzo. Two minutes to go in the game. The Cardinals up 19. 2 minutes to go. Great job that time of Malcolm Williams of anticipating the pass.
Looks like that's it for Octavius Ellis, Benny. Got him walking out of this game with 18 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 blocks.
Great game. Paris beat Navarro tonight, 75-72. Tough loss for the Bulldogs on the road. Cardinals taking their time. Three-pointer, Josh Robinson, no good. Rebound by Malcolm Riley. He snuck in from the baseline and got the rebound and got the putback. That's a big bucket there for the Cardinals now. This thing's down to almost a minute and 10, 15 seconds. So this thing's done for the Cardinals. Tyler throws that one out of bounds. And as this game winds down with a minute, Jason, Elena Lovato is still hugging people in the stands.
Trying to break her previous record. Such a grateful coach. You know, she's grateful for her situation and just a kind-hearted woman.
Shot is up and no good. Blanco. Kind of letting them play now. We're down inside a half a minute.
Yeah, it looks like Tyler's going to be content to let it run out.
Tyler's going to let it run out, it looks like. They'll certainly play for one final shot. Cardinals are shaking each other's hands out there. That'd be pretty easy pickings.
They're done.
And that's going to be the ball game, folks, with the Cardinals getting a much-needed home win, beating Tyler 69-48. They led 40-22 at halftime. Did just enough in the second half to maintain the edge. It did get down to an 8-point game, but the Cardinals came roaring back there behind Dietrich Basel near the end and secured the 69-48 win. The Cardinals are going to improve to 18-2 overall, 8-1 in conference play. They're open Wednesday. They're at Carthage next Saturday against Panola. Tyler is going to fall to 10-6 on the season, 3-5 in conference play. And we'll let Jason run down the scoring before we say goodnight. But Jason, what do you have scoring-wise?
Couple ones for Tyler here real quick. Faith Pope led Tyler with 14 points tonight. Behind him was Jafet Davis-Sophus with 8 points, 6 points each for Levi Yancey and for Vamadonzo. For the Cardinals, big night for Octavius Ellis, 18 points, 11 rebounds, 6 blocks, and a steal. 15 points and 5 rebounds for Patrick Ingham. And Dietrich Basel had 10 points, a couple of three-pointers there for the Cards, and those were the main scores.
So our final score in the men's game was 69-41, which completes a sweep for the Cardinals and Lady Cardinals tonight, because the Lady Cardinals won in the first game tonight, beating Tyler 93-69. The Lady Cardinals will be in action Wednesday night against St. Jacinto here at Cardinal Gym. We will have that for you here on the Cardinal Sports Network. We will take to the air about 5:15. We hope you'll join us then. For our entire talented Cardinal Sports Network team, on behalf of Jason Larson, this is Benny Rogers bidding you good night from Cardinal Gym.
This has been a special presentation of the Cardinal Sports Network.